Last week we praised all my fab scenes in Miraculous, so to counteract that love we will now be shitting on the worst scenes that have ever been played on air in this fucking show. And some of these might be controversial. So let's begin. Starting off strong with the notorious killing ending scene. I actually wanna do a whole review/rant on this episode because there is not a single redeeming thing about it, it's so crazy. But today I'll mostly just rant about this fuck-ass scene at the end because it made me mad as hell. Like if I could put the whole episode in here and count it as one scene that'd be great, but this is just okay. So out of all the times that y'all could have made Marinette pay for the weird ass shit she's done that was actually on her, like in Mr. Pigeon 72, or the one where she stole Adrian's phone, etc., or the countless other cases of weird-ass behavior, y'all make her pay the consequences of this racist white cunt's actions that she is not responsible for? How did they lose the plot? This is an actual tragedy. Like, how the fuck are you going to make an episode about racism and not make it clear to the audience this white man is only being a cunt to Sabine because of where she's from? Fuck you. When you make an episode about shit like racism, you either go big or go home, because there are little kids in your audience who don't even know what racism is, and when they watch this they won't even realize the real motive behind this white cop jumping Sabine. When Sabine, who's a mother whose daughter just happened to have the bus tickets which she told them about, they jumped her like she fucked their moms. But when Lila hopped on that bus with no ticket at all, it's crickets. Okay, I see you. Of course they'd make the most half-assed 23 minutes of nothing but jumping around the topic of racism but never actually addressing the racism. Mind you, this was written by the same white man who tried to defend that one comic. As much as I didn't want to bring it up again because Twitter has been having a blast calling Marinette racist over this comic the past week, this is something to keep in mind. And that's why this scene fucking sucks, and so does Riss' entire episode. The least they could have done is make the racist white dude choke and die and let the audience know it was all his fault. No, seriously though, what the hell is the message of this? Never mind the racist motherfucker, it was all the little girl's fault. She missed the bus and couldn't defend her mother, who was fucking hate crimed and arrested. This is why you don't do eps about shit like this. If you won't actually get the message across, don't piss me off. Next, 2 scenes from Chat Blanc. Of course Chat Blanc was going to be in this video. Marinette sniffing Adrian's pillow is a scene that didn't need to exist. Like, why did they have to sit there and waste 5 months of their life animating this shit frame by frame? Why did you have Miss Christina V and all the other Marinette Vias sitting at that studio dubbing this fuck-ass scene? But that's not even the worst from Chat Blanc. This is something that always bothered me in this episode, and it's what ruins it entirely for me, and the only reason in my eyes that the plot ended up the way it did, with Gabriel fucking shit up the second he found out. Because, well, he only found out because this hoe told him. Nathalie spilling Adrian's tea for no fucking reason. This is what ruined her for me too, because I don't care how nonchalant and whatever she's been to Adrian, this is not my Nathalie. Like, she would not do that to Adrian no matter how she thought Gabriel was going to take the news. Which, by the way, she knows his ass is crazy. She should have predicted this. She's so fake for that. No matter how shocked you were to see him transform to Chat Noir, you should have kept your big mouth shut, Miss Bitch. This is why you died in season 5, bitch. Fragment foot, bitch. Like, this makes no sense for Nathalie's character. You can tell they just wanted to find a way for Gabriel to find out without actually thinking too hard. But Dan, this is a what if. This didn't actually happen, Nathalie wouldn't do this. Exactly. And the fact that she did do it is embarrassing, because she wouldn't do this in any season at all, not just in season 5 when she had the 180 switch and decided to be the substitute mother. You had one fucking job, Miss Bitch, to protect this little kid, and you failed because your ass can't do shit. Can you guess which is next? Ephemeral Milady scene. I've already ranted about this scene as well as most of these in this video, but I'll do it one last time. It's shit like this that reminds me this is a show made for toddlers. But let's be honest, even they know this scene is stupid as fuck. Like, even a baby could tell you this is stupid. This whole episode is stupid as fuck, but this scene pissed me off so bad I'm never touching this episode again. I'll just leave it to rot. As if it wasn't bad enough already, you do this so Gabriel will find out his son is Chat Noir? Out of all the possible scenarios you could have put them in, so he'll find out this is what you do? Writers smoking crack in that studio exhibit 5000. The way he just goes, OMG, my son is Chat Noir, because he called whoever he's talking to on the phone Milady. Like, that's exclusive to Chat Noir. It's giving when Jenny stands see any idol wearing something Jenny once wore and think only Jenny can wear that. Only Chat Noir can say Milady. If my son does it, it means he's Chat Noir. The fuck is this logic, man? Imagine if Adrian wasn't Chat Noir and he just happened to pick up the nickname Milady for his girlfriend because he thought it was cute. Crickets. And the edit was so fucking funny. Like, this reveal was so forced it's painful to watch. And this is why Chat Blanc is the better what if episode, because even though I've shitted on it before and will continue to because of that one fucking Nathalie scene where she spills Adrian's tea to Gabriel for no reason, at least it didn't have no fuck ass Adrian and Chat Noir edit side by side with his ugly ass face in the middle. Andre doing the quote unquote right thing from the queen of flops herself. Revolution. Give it up for the craziest fever dream you've ever seen. Still don't know what the point of this episode was, but the way they handled Chloe the dictator, who mind you is a literal child being dragged to her abusive mother and sent to another country by the father who is entirely responsible for this. Mind you, he raised her whole life. It would be so easy to not make your child turn out like this. Instead tried to make himself look like the victim in this. Like, no babe, that's the product of your corrupt ass. Don't act surprised she turned out like this, that's all you. Like, are they trying to make us forget about the fact that he was there the whole time? Before and after he resigned, and 2 seconds later his daughter comes marching in that office that he'd just walked out of. His Zoe? He didn't see Chloe with a shit ton of robots and reporters coming in? Who are you fooling? Like, he knew she was doing all that and he couldn't even come back for a second and drag her ass to her room? Take the damn earpiece, which is visible as hell, and lock her in there with her fuck-ass teddy bear? No, instead they had to shove the abused husband crazy daughter narrative again, which is actual misogyny if you ask me. Because how the hell is Chloe responsible for how she turned out? I don't give a fuck about Audrey, she was never in the picture. Chloe had a brain the size of a pea when she moved to New York. Andre just did a shut job at raising her, but instead of taking accountability and telling the audience straight up what a shit father he is too, he ships her and his wife to New York to get rid of them. Okay? Also, I'm not saying Audrey is better than him. We all know she needs to die and go to hell. I'm just saying the show did this Chloe's final moments type shit and Andre is living happily ever after like it wasn't all his fault. It's so fucking easy to not raise your child to be a dictator, trust me. Felix SA scene. Take a shot every time I talk about this scene on this channel. Yet I won't repeat myself again because I'm tired, so I'll let my top 10 most disturbing scenes video do most of the talking. Said it before and I'll say it again. Nothing will ever make this scene make sense in the narrative, and it was so out of character for everyone and made a joke where there shouldn't be one just because the writers decided it would be a good idea to shove an SA public service announcement like we're watching fuck-ass Adult Swim and make it so half-assed they took half of my SA victim ass and slapped it. There you go, that's how you teach kids not to try and kiss someone without consent. #girl power. If only the writers actually gave a fuck. Where is the actual talk about this issue? Where are the consequences? Another day, another episode where they bring up a serious issue unprovoked and half-ass it. It got the point across, but at what cost? At the cost of a half-assed PSA that they never brought up again or made the offender apologize, which they should have done at the very least. Summary: half-assed SA representation in a scene that didn't need it and didn't have it in the original script. Basically was stuffed into the episode last minute, and they never brought it up again. It's giving mockery of SA, but maybe that's just me. Andre spilling the love squares tea scene from Glaciator 3. Sorry, I mean elation. Again, I don't want to repeat myself. I literally made a video talking shit about Andre like last week, but his messy ass didn't need to do all that. Shut the hell up and serve ice cream, you big bitch. Like, do your job, leave these infants alone. Get a real job maybe. If I was Marinette or Chat Noir in this, I would be filing a restraining order. Well, if I was either of them, I would never go to this man's ice cream cart in the first place because he's a whole ass scammer changing locations every hour because his ass is illegally doing this. Also, he's probably putting coke in that ice cream. The same coke he be smoking. Maybe that's the rush the couples feel when they eat this shit. The way this episode was so bad, but the Mary Chat stans live for the annual Mary Chat fan service episode every season, so they don't give a fuck. The next 3 scenes are basically the same. Latin were yapping instead of taking the miraculous in evolution. Same thing goes for destruction and recreation. This little girl will not stop yapping about how bad she's gonna fuck him up in his entire life and how she's going to save the Quamas. Like, Miss Bitch, we do not need to hear how you put a little paper in Chat Noir's collar and put him there as a statue to trick Gabby. Speaking of statues to trick Gabby, Marinette, please stay away from wax statues. Anyways, these 3 scenes make me want to burn down the writer's studio, because why the hell would you that? Like, why are you dumbing down your main heroine that's supposed to be so smart like you claim? Now you showing us they're both dumb as hell. You got Big Back Monarch on the ground like Rosa, and instead of taking his miraculous you just stand there and yap about anything. It's like you did this shit on purpose to make yourself lose. No, because they both know this man is crazy as fuck. Did they think he wouldn't go as far as letting himself get cataclysmed to get away? Do not piss me off. Even in evolution y'all had him down and dying a million times, and instead of taking the miraculous you stand there and look at him? So y'all don't give a fuck about the miraculous? Bye. But what makes me more mad than these 2 is Marinette putting her guard down and transforming in front of Gabriel's crazy ass in the finale and acting surprised when he took advantage of that. Like, no shit baby, what did you think was going to happen? Well Dan, she's 14 and the reverse special happened, so she thinks this Gabby can change if the other one is good. Baby, those are different people, that's not how it works. I don't give a fuck if seeing that there's a good Gabriel in another universe and that she could change her quote-unquote evil self from that universe gave her hope for this Gabriel, because Shadowbug wasn't even evil, she was a fucking child with a fucked up life. Gabriel is a grown-ass man who is doing all that over his dead-ass wife. Now see how stupid that sounds? Also, did she not learn from Chloe? Is that not what they tried to teach the audience? That Chloe is irredeemable and can't change? If that's the case for a child, then it can definitely be the case for a crazy-ass 50-year-old man who just threatened to kill you to bring his wife back. Mind you, right before she did this we're in this together monologue, instead of taking the damn miraculous like she kept saying, he implied he would sacrifice her. Just a thought. Like, I wanna defend Marinette so bad, but she's not helping me out here. Prove to us you're decent level smart by shutting the hell up and defeating the villain instead of yapping and giving them the upper hand. She had no reason do this shit, sorry. Zip your mouth and grab the jewelry, I beg. You too, Chat Noir. Speaking of recreation, that's not the only scene that deserves to be in this video. We have two more. The way every scene from that episode could be in this video, Ijbal. The statue scene is one that makes me so fucking mad too. Love how Gloob thought putting Gabriel in jail is too much for kids, but glamorizing an abuser, him being said abuser, is fine for kids to see. Also thought Nathalie dying on screen is also less traumatizing for kids than seeing Gabriel getting arrested apparently. You already know what the other scene's going to be. Marinette lying to Adrien about his father and controlling what he can and can't know despite him having a million friends and all the support he needs in case he finds out his father was the villain and he cataclysmed him and whatever else. Like, yes, he'll suffer, but also he has a shit ton of support, trust me. The garden ring scene? I'll never manage to be like him and you don't need to be like him is crazy. Why the fuck are you letting him live a lie? If that was me, I'd fucking kill myself. Like, great, now you've doomed him because it'll all come crashing on him when he finds out. Because imagine you think everything's good and your father, who you never had a good relationship with, is actually a hero according to your girlfriend, who is also Ladybug and the only martyr in the final battle between herself and your father, who is also a worldwide terrorist psycho. Taking this direction for the finale when Gloob literally said putting Gabriel as jail would be too much is crazy. How is this less triggering than Gabriel in jail? Y'all are stupid as hell. If Gabriel stayed alive and suffered until his death in a cell just like he put his son in 1 day prior, the fandom would be kissing your feet thanking you for coming full circle. Also, we've seen time and time again from how you handle sensitive topics in the show that you don't give a fuck about triggering kids, so let's not lie to ourselves. Make way for the queen of cringe. Puppeteer 2 Marinette statue scene. Self-explanatory. Now I don't know what's worse. The fact that this happened and Marinette still had the balls to show her face to the public after this, which, mind you, 100% chance there were cameras in that museum and the people monitoring saw that shit. Awkward. Or the fact that this is apparently, according to Adrien, what gave him butterflies and made him fall in love with Marinette. No way they did this, I refuse. I swear nobody in this show is normal. And the Adrinet Twitter stands defending this with their whole chest, saying it's peak slow burn. I understand the slow part, but is the burn in the room with us? 4.5 seasons with no progression, just the same shit over and over, and one day Adrien decides he likes her? Doing that to the main ship that everyone's supposed to root for is crazy. Maybe if the show wasn't written by a talentless, incompetent French white man, we cold-fed it all. Mind you, I was the biggest Adrinet shooter back in my day. They were my shit. I didn't care about no other love square ship, and now y'all done fucked me up. Speaking of terrible pacing in miraculous canon ships, more on that in another video I got planned, stay tuned. I might get stoned for that video, but no, it's coming soon. Kuro Neko Plagg talking shit scene. Now this made me mad, and I don't know what the point of it was either, because Adrien quits being Chat Noir after Ladybug rejects him for the millionth time, even though we've been over this already. Adrien's whole deal in season 4 and the reason for Lady Noir's conflict is that he feels left out from the miraculous team. Even though it's not her fault, he can't show up in time for the Akuma, so she needs others to fill in, so I don't get what the deal is. Was the miraculous holder like any other? Comment on that interview unnecessary? Well, yes, because he's not just like any other if he's the only one whose identity you don't know and refuse to find out now, am I right? Anyways, hypocrisy aside, somehow we rolled back to season 2 Chat Noir being rejected and heartbroken when this isn't the case here. What the hell is Plagg yapping about in this scene? Oh Ladybug, you done fucked up, he's in love with you and you treat him like shit. Like what? No Plagg, that's not what's going on. This is called gaslighting the audience actually. Clock that T, because I've been wanting to make a video about all the times the writing has tried to gaslight us like this. Is Chat Noir feeling broken because he's in love with Ladybug in the room with us? Wrong season, baby boo. That's not the issue right now. The issue is that the feeling of being left out constantly took a toll on him, and he wants to come back as a different Chat Noir who Ladybug will want to work with without throwing his annoying ass in the trash. Collusion, Chloe becoming mayor? Prequel to the worst season 5 episode tied with the finale. Writers were smoking crack that day. Already ranted about Chloe waking in that office with the dozens of robots and reporters. Meanwhile, her father and stepdaughter are walking out happily ever after. That's just not how Bring Mayor works, sorry. How much coke were they on to come up with this? You know what, sometimes that's a compliment. Like the play in representation, I truly think they were snorting crack writing that, and it came out so stupid but so good. Unlike this politically incorrect snooze fest. Like, I know it's a show about a 5 decades old man and magical tiny gods giving infants magical powers, so realism is out of the window, but at least don't do this. Honorable mention. 1 from Jubilation. It's about to get controversial again. And I'm not talking about the part where Marinette was yapping about Adrian's private life to her friend. Like, why are you saying his business that he trusted Tao with to a complete stranger he's never met? Don't piss me off. I'm talking about the Sumjao fan favorite dream sequence. And before the Lady Noir stands send me death threats, let me tell you it's not entirely these two dreaming of getting married and having kids that made me put this in this video. It's actually half of that cringy ass shit and half the fact that it canonically took the owl man literal hours to get his fucking hands to grab their miraculous and didn't even get to them after hours. Like, that's how long the dream sequence lasted according to the clocks. Be serious? How do you write this and not feel stupid after? Plot armor can't get any stronger than this, I fear. Did this guy turn into the fucking sloth from Zootopia? Actually, that's disrespectful to TJE Sloth from Zootopia, even he's faster than this. Like, if I was Gabby after this shit, I would kill myself like I'm done. No, because what the hell was this guy doing this whole time while the other two were dreaming? Just standing there? What the hell was going on? I just imagine his slow ass hand getting closer every hour when he's already near them and Gabriel just tells him to go faster. These writers are smoking actual crack. See, I could turn this into the 20 worst scenes by adding all the scenes of Marinette's class dumped down and obeying Lila, believing everything she says, no questions asked. Or Marinette being annoying as hell for no reason as MR Flop 72. But I'm tired and have already talked shit about that recurring theme in the show, so just pretend it's in this video too. Okay, bye flops.
Oh shit! I'm so sorry! What have I done? I'm so sorry!
I can't feel my
Oh
kid.
crap! I have the tiger sting like to be, guys. I have bad nerves. I'm so sorry. Feel better, okay?